Picture this. You open your banking app, look at your savings account balance, and realize your cash is sitting there like a couch potato, barely making a few pennies a month. Meanwhile, inflation is quietly eating away at your hard-earned dollars. You know you should be investing, but picking individual stocks feels like trying to learn a foreign language while blindfolded. What if I told you that you do not need to pick the next Apple or Tesla to build serious, long-term wealth? In fact, trying to beat the market by picking individual stocks usually backfires for most people. Instead, you can buy two magical little ticker symbols called VOO and VTI. Sit back and let the top companies in America do all the heavy lifting for you. Today, we are settling the classic VOO versus VTI debate once and for all, so you can start investing with total confidence. Let's start with what these three-letter acronyms actually are. VOO and VTI are ETFs, which stands for exchange-traded funds. Think of an ETF like a giant fast food combo meal, but for investments. If you go to a restaurant and try to buy a single French fry, a single burger patty, and one pickle individually, it takes forever and costs way more hassle. An ETF is the whole value meal bagged up and handed to you at once. Instead of buying one share of Apple, one share of Microsoft, and one share of Amazon, an ETF bundles hundreds or even thousands of companies into one single basket. When you buy just one share of an ETF, you instantly own a tiny slice of every single company inside that basket. Now, why are VOO and VTI the undisputed royalty of the ETF world? Both are managed by Vanguard, one of the biggest and most respected investment companies on the planet. Both have insanely low expense ratios. An expense ratio is just the management fee you pay the fund to do the record-keeping and rebalancing for you. For both VOO and VTI, that fee is 0.03%. That means for every $10,000 you invest, you pay Vanguard just $3 a year. That is practically free. So what is the actual difference between them? It comes down to what is inside the basket. VOO tracks the S&P 500 index. An index is just a fancy word for a tracked list of companies. The S&P 500 lists the 500 largest publicly traded companies in America. When you buy VOO, you are betting on the mega giants, companies like Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, and Berkshire Hathaway. VTI, on the other hand, tracks the total stock market index. Instead of holding just 500 companies, VTI holds around 3,700 companies. It includes those same giant 500 companies from VOO, but it also tosses in thousands of medium-sized and small-sized American businesses. Let's look at real numbers so you can see how this works in practice. Historically, the S&P 500, which VOO tracks, has returned an average of about 10% per year over the long run. VTI has returned virtually the exact same thing, roughly 9.8 to 10% per year, because those giant 500 companies make up about 80% of VTI's total value anyway. Let me show you what that power looks like over time thanks to compound interest, which is basically when your money earns money, and then that new money starts earning its own money. Example number 1. Let us say you are 25 years old. You open an account, put in an initial investment of $500, and commit to investing $300 every single month into VOO or VTI. Assuming that historic 10% average annual return, by the time you turn 55, you will have contributed about $108,000 of your own cash out of pocket. But your account balance? It will be worth roughly $597,000. That is nearly $500,000 created through growth just by being consistent. Example number 2. Let us crank it up a bit. Suppose you are 30 years old and you decide to get serious. You start with $1,000 and automate a monthly investment of $750 into VTI. By the time you reach age 60, after 30 years of letting it ride at a 10% average return, you will have deposited $271,000. Your total portfolio value? A staggering $1.6 million. Now you might be asking, which one should I actually pick? VOO gives you the proven juggernauts of corporate America. VTI gives you total market coverage, including the small companies that might explode in growth tomorrow. Here is the funny secret. Their historical performance is almost identical. Over the last 10 years, if you put $10,000 in a VOO, it grew to around $34,000. If you put that same $10,000 into VTI, it grew to around $32,000. They move almost hand in hand. The real danger isn't picking the wrong one between VOO and VTI. The real danger is leaving your cash sitting in a basic bank account getting wiped out by inflation. Remember, building wealth does not require a finance degree or watching stock market news 8 hours a day. It just requires a simple plan and the discipline to stick with it through market ups and downs. Keep in mind, this video is strictly for educational purposes and is not financial advice. If you are ready to take control of your financial future this week, here are 3 simple steps you can take right now. Step 1. Open an investment account. If you haven't opened a Roth IRA yet, that is usually a great place to start because your investment growth and withdrawals in retirement can be completely tax-free. Popular brokerage platforms like Fidelity, Vanguard, or Charles Schwab let you open one online in about 10 minutes. Step 2. Choose your fund. Pick either VOO for big company stability or VTI for total market diversification. You do not need to overcomplicate things or buy both because holding both is mostly redundant. Pick one and stick with it. Step 3. Set up automatic transfers. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account every single payday, even if it is just $50 or $100 to start. Automating your investments takes your emotions out of the equation so you never forget to pay your future self first. Drop a comment down below and let me know, are you Team VOO or Team VTI? Hit that like button if you found this helpful. Subscribe for more simple money breakdowns. And I will see you in the next video.